Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
After months of threats of America entering into World War III following repeat tests and provocations of war by North Korea's despot dictator, Kim Jong-un, a horrifying discovery was just found in the Atlantic. For the second time in a month, we're seeing something that hasn't happened since the Cold War, the first being Hawaii preparing for an attack, and now things have definitely gotten worse. While much of the world was celebrating Christmas with those they love, someone else was taking advantage of the distraction and made a pivotal move in the dark of night. This time, it wasn't Kim Jong-un, and America has a definite reason to be concerned as world leaders start to take notice and make preparations. Conservative Daily Post reports. Those who feel that there is not a new Cold War happening, one that is rapidly developing into the same dire state that the first one had, is not paying attention. The Huffington Post has confirmed that Russian warships, famous for testing U.S. waters just as Russian jets have taunted American forces, are up to no good again as the world faced great instability during the world's most joyous holiday. There was a severe lacking of goodwill towards man as a British ship was forced to escort a Russian vessel as it passed near UK territorial waters over Christmas, Britain's defence ministry has confirmed, according to Yahoo News. It is said that such dangerous activity on behalf of the former Soviet state has increased over the Christmas season. Russia has a reputation for being an Orthodox Christian nation, yet much like the 4th of July taunting of Obama that saw Russian ships in U.S. waters a few years ago, Putin often uses times of worship and celebration to act anything but godly. Reuters reports that the frigate HMS St. Albans departed on December 23 to follow the movement of a Russian warship called the Admiral Gorshkov. It was in the North Sea and it was monitored over the Christmas holiday. Following the irresponsible Russian display, UK Defence Minister Gavin Williamson said that not hesitate in defending our waters or tolerate any form of aggression. UK Foreign Minister Boris Johnson has already addressed concerns about Russia's meddling in the world's elections. He had hoped to see relations normalize with Putin, but in light of this, that option does not seem to be playing out for him. Putin has been taunting the idea of threatening world peace instead of helping it, as the tensions rise with North Korea and he competes for power and negative attention with Kim Jong-un. This move also comes on the heels of major action being taken again on cooperative nations at the United Nations. President Donald Trump has given one of the best Christmas gifts the American people have ever gotten, and once again kept another one of his many promises. On Christmas Eve, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley announced that President Trump has given the order to cut its 2018 contribution to the United Nations by $285 million, that's a cut of nearly 25% and a great start in the plan to fully defund the anti-Semitic and anti-American United Nations. All this came about when more than 120 nations criticized the United States for its decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and for declaring we will be moving our embassy to said city. How dare we as a sovereign nation decide where we will put our embassy? Putin seems intent on causing turmoil and has been taunting our president with these calculated moves since April when he did something similar in response to Trump bombing Syria after Syrian President Bashar al-Assad decided to gas his people. In April, Putin tried to block America from attacking by positioning his military in front of ours and attempting to grandstand the U.S., saying we have to go through them to get to Syria. In a strange coincidence, yesterday's airstrike was exactly 100 years to the day of U.S. entering into World War I. After Putin's latest move, this day could also bring about the Third World War depending on what strategy is employed next. As Russia moves their warships into place and promises to create an air defense system for Syria, they have forgotten one key item. There is a new sheriff in town, and the snowflakes have gone home. Russia's archaic military is no match for General Mattis's current military muscle. Our ships and war plans are light years beyond Russian counterpart. So rattle your saber, Putin, the real world superpower just returned.